I turned the faucet, but nothing happened. The barrel was empty.
You have any grease paint with you?
No.
I couldn't hear anything moving on the other side of the door.
So, this Petra, they say she's a bit of a one.
Oh, yes. Takes pleasure in killing. Regards it as an art form.
Nasty.
One poor guy she tortured. Took him a week to die.
And that was cut.
How'd
Never
she
mind.
do that then?
They called it the doner kebab.
Oh, you don't mean...
That's right. Everything just the same. Apart from the salad, of course.
And the pita bread?
Obviously.
What'd she look like then?
Short blonde hair. That's all I know. I never got closer.
Don't blame you. She might get ideas.
He might
Too
be
right.
squishing you.
Chicken nuggets, for
Like a
example.
bug.
Hot dog and beans.
Ow.
Hot dog and
If they saw me,
beans.
I was done for.
All right, I need
had
to
to
head
find a
out
way
now,
to
but
walk
good to see
around
you,
without
Mel and
attracting
Chad.
attention.
Catch you again
But for now,
soon.
I had to
Thank
play
you.
the quiet mouse.
So you probably have to find a wig or something.
That's what I was thinking. Hot dogs and beans. Chicken nuggets.
They're just hungry.
That's what I was thinking. But the way they said it seemed
Their
like
hair always
something
kinda
a
looks
little.
sort of silverish anyway, but you know.
Well, we made it in the house.
Try to impersonate me. I impersonate her.
That's what I was thinking. You gotta
Did you
go.
hear
sneaky.
something?
Not sure. Was it from upstairs?
Sounded like it.
You take the side stairs and I'll go up here.
Ah,
If there's anyone there, we'll have them trapped.
I had to hide or get caught.
you're gonna have to hide then. There'll be some place to hide.
Did you see anything up the side stairs?
Yet nothing.
Stay alert anyway. This place gives me the creeps.
Nothing to see here. Just your neighborhood ghost. Alright, maybe you want to sneak. It's a cool place. I mean, I can see it giving to people the creeps, but it's definitely a pretty cool place. Hey, AC White Raven, how you doing, buddy? How's everything going in your part of the world? We're on here later because we
I
started
couldn't open
later.
the door. Just another locked door.
Okay, so can't go in that door.
Nothing but silence behind the door.
Maybe it'll be another door. Because of these doors, like, oh yeah, here we go. Unless we went full circle? No, because the stairs went down.
The door was shut fast and wouldn't open.
Okay.
Nothing but silence behind the door. Just another locked door.
I'd say Cesaro's living pretty high on the hog.
The door may have been too thick, but I couldn't hear anything.
Was it locked, though?
I couldn't open the door.
Doing great. Just finished watching The Owl House. What is The Owl House? Do you know what that is? What is that, AC White Raven? We don't watch a lot of like stuff too often. I mean, every once in a while I'll binge
All
watch
was
something, but
All was quiet on Western Front. And these don't.
The door was shut fast and wouldn't open.
Nothing opens. All these dang doors are all like, we need a master key.
All was quiet. I couldn't open the door. It was locked.
Oh, it's a cartoon. Interesting. And is it funny? Is it naughty? Is it adulty? What is it about? Ah, it's on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
It can't
Nothing
be too
but silence
naughty
behind the
then.
door.
Simpsons is on Disney. No, I think
Yes.
it is. Okay, yeah.
Because Disney bought a lot of Fox's properties. I think it's sort of piecemeal, but I do know.
They went in there.
I do know they have Simpsons at least.
All right, let's look around for a blonde wig.
The dresser was locked. Even for an antique, the lock was sturdy.
I don't trust anybody here.
Man, everything's locked. Probably that's locked, huh? That's not locked. Ooh, her gun.
The case was filled with clothes. Lying on the top was a small hairdryer.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a gun.
So did I. would have been surprised. Can you take the hairdryer? Do you want to leave that thing open? Hard to explain. It's mainly
I
about
picked up the
magic.
hairdryer.
It's dark, emotional, and sometimes corny. Nice. Good to know. I'm going to guess you're in Petra's room because the other guy's bald and it doesn't make sense for him to have a hairdryer.
Why didn't she lock her place?
Why didn't she? Maybe this is
Everything
where she
else
keeps
is
her blonde
everything else is
wigs.
locked.
The case
Something.
was empty, apart from a wig. Surprise, surprise.
Silver wig?
Looks like a black wig.
That's your... Okay. That's weird.
I picked up the wig. At the very least, it would stop her from using it again to impersonate me.
Now, if we can find
Find something to dye it with.
some hydrogen peroxide or something.
Well, maybe there's the bathroom.
Knew she wasn't a natural blonde.
Oh, bathroom.
Oh, there's a bathroom.
It
Maybe
was an
we are gonna
ornate
be
hand
dyeing
basin.
the wig.
The fixtures and fittings were very old.
Hair tonic?
Come on. Magic bottle of something.
Nothing. Oh, psych. Ah, we're doing pretty good. We were building a greenhouse, a clear greenhouse.
The hand basin
this
had
week.
hot and cold running water. Cold running water anyway.
Did you try to use the wig with the water?
Yeah, this is brown wig, but
I
Maybe
picked
now
the
you
wig up
can-
again while I thought about what I should do.
Well, maybe now you will be able to grab whatever that bottle is there of magic tonic. Okay, what would you use to dye a wig? You got a hair dryer. We got we know we're gonna be doing
The
that.
wig didn't need drying when it wasn't wet.
Well, we wouldn't want it wet until it was bleached. Maybe there's a cleaning supply closet with bleach.
yeah, maybe.
Do you know how long it would take to? No, it's brown. It's not black, so that wouldn't take as long. Is there any cabinet? Any way you can get
The
in or
dresser
on
was
these?
locked.
Okay. I'm
That wouldn't
assuming
work here.
That might be her clothes.
That wasn't appropriate.
Is there another door?
That's interesting. The case looked a lot smaller on the inside.
Oh.
The base sounded hollow. I guess there was a hidden compartment inside. All I had to do was find a way of opening it. No way was I doing that. I felt around the interior, trying to access the hidden compartment. Aha! Tucked into one corner was a tiny button. Damn! My fingers were too large to press the button.
Okay.
Pencil? Hair
Oh
coloring.
my God! I doubted she used the knives to open letters.
Oh, those are knives.
Inside was a serious selection of knives and other weapons. Petra was a killer who obviously took pride in her work. There was also something wrapped in a small rag.
A finger.
The weapons were all locked in place.
What's wrapped in a small rag?
I picked up the sharpening stone.
A sharpening stone.
The weapons were all locked in place.
So, what does that do for us?
Today's modern woman should never be without her lipstick. Inside was a serious selection of
Well,
knives
we
and
kind of
other
got
weapons.
that.
The weapons were all locked in place. was no
yeah,
reason to
I'm
try
on the
that.
right track. You guys keep searching. There's a room. There's a specific room that's going to get you something to dye the hair.
Yeah. Might want to switch.
I couldn't hear anything moving on the other side of the door.
I want to see if there's any. Okay, so there's nothing back there. I just want to make sure there wasn't some place we were supposed to shimmy out. Well, wise person would say save. So we're gonna do that.
I couldn't open the door.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because we were going this way.
I couldn't hear anything moving on the other side of the door.
Nope.
I couldn't open the door. It was locked. All was quiet. I couldn't open the door. It was locked. The door may have been too thick, but I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't open the door. Just another locked door. I couldn't open the door. It was locked. Dressed like this, the guards would recognize me as an intruder straight away.
Okay, so we can't go that way anyway. Oh, this is what we're looking for. Right?
Nothing but silence behind the door.
Oh no, because this is where we came in, so this is not it. Okay. Suddenly ready for sleep, huh? Full belly, all ready for sleep. Oh shit. Can't be here. We're just looking for the kitchen. This over here.
Nothing but silence behind the door. The door was shut fast and wouldn't open.
Look, I can find the kitchen here. Okay, so that's the guy that's underneath us. And the only way we're getting in there is if we look like Petra. But where in the hell is the kitchen located in this place? Because it seems like... No, I've never played Clock Tower. Head back downstairs along the red carpet. Find a single door leading to the kitchen. There's only like...
Dressed like this, the guards would recognize me as an intruder straight away. I couldn't open the door. It was locked.
I don't understand how we're supposed to head back downstairs. Because either way...
Dressed like this, the guards would recognize
Yeah.
me as an intruder straight away.
There's this way. This is downstairs. Where we didn't get stopped. Well, you know, you got these barrels and stuff like that, but where's the damn kitchen?
Just another locked door.
Okay, so in the kitchen
A
here.
chef was cutting vegetables at a chopping board. He was struggling and didn't look too happy.
Okay, let me do this then. Let me save the game, because this is where we want to be. Okay, try to take his bleach.
Hey, you! What the hell do you think you're doing?
I needed to clean the toilets.
Not with my bleach, you don't. Go and get your own bottle. I'm sick of people nicking my stuff.
Okay. Sorry. Hi there. Do you have a moment?
A moment. Well now, let me think. I've 50 dinners to cook for 50 fat guzzling guards, with pudding I might add, plus one vegan speciality de la maison for Madame Petra, plus one macrobiotic for Senor Sensitive Skin Susaro. I've got no assistants, I've got a kitchen out of the Stone Age, and she asks, do I have a moment? No, woman, I do not have a flaming moment! Just get out of my kitchen!
The answer's no, then.
Yes, the answer's no! Who the hell are you, anyway?
Susan.
Susan? What kind of a pathetic, girly name is that?
It's a name for a girl.
Well, change it. I don't like it.
Could I take your bleach?
Oh, now this is getting beyond a joke. There's a million varieties of crap I can put up with, but I'll not have people stealing from my kitchen.
I only wanted to borrow it.
Only? Only? It's a slippery slope, do you not see? There'll be another time, and then a time after that, until one day I shall have no bleach whatsoever. It's bad enough they give me a kitchen your Stone Age man would turn his nose up at. But when we strips have girls drop in wanting to take my bleach without so much as a by your leave, I tell you, I contemplate murder.
I guessing so.
Sorry I asked.
Well.
Excuse me, but could you make use of this?
A grindstone! Finally, somebody in this godforsaken kitchen is using a bit of initiative. Don't suppose you fancy a job as kitchen assistant? The money's crap, the hours stink, conditions are worse.
All right, sign me
but
up for
it'll make
that.
a man out of
Not.
you.
No thanks.
No thanks.
Young people today don't know which side their bread's buttered.
Just one more question. How did you end up here?
Give 70 people food poisoning just once, and you pay for it for the rest of your life.
I must remember not to eat anything while I'm here.
His back turned. We take the bleach.
Now that the chef wasn't watching, I could reach the bleach.
Okay. Well, that's it. I don't know if you need to take that.
Suddenly, I didn't have much of an appetite.
This box or whatever. Anything else in the kitchen you need to steal? All right.
The door may have been too thick, but I couldn't hear anything. This stuff would really bleach anything.
Okay. Time to sneaky. But nope, I've never played Clock Tower. We have the bleach.
Suddenly very ready for sleep. Where do you find the bleach? Was it like
Kitchen.
supply closet? Kitchen? Okay.
Yep, the chef was a real not so friendly kind of guy.
Maybe like the chef out of King's Quest 3 who tries to kill you.
He was pretty close to that.
Or the chef in the Black Cauldron who tries to kill you. Or the chef in King's Quest 7
Who
just
tries
throws
to
you
kill
out-
you?
Who just throws you out of the kitchen.
Alright. We put the red carpet. I think it should be over here. Okay. So now we're going to go in and do a little bleaching. Take a brown wig. I can remember where a room is.
I think it was pretty much at the end of the hall or something, so.
Like end here. If remember here. I think this is a room. Okay.
I hoped it would bleach the wig blonde. The bleach was strong. The wig's color disappeared almost instantly.
Magic.
The wig was soaking wet. I didn't want to carry that around with me. Besides, the bleach would have dripped onto my clothes.
Don't you want to rinse
Somehow,
it
I
off?
didn't think Petra was into tie-dye.
Didn't you want to dry it off?
The hairdryer was perfect. I fancied one of them for myself.
Right in the sink with all the water. Why not? Huh?
Voila! Perfectly dry now.
Yeah, it's just looking a lot like Petra.
Showtime.
All right. Sat out there and watched the cast, though, and was appropriate. All right, time to hit this.
Hey, who's that?
Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I was supposed to be Madame Petra. I mean, I was supposed to be Petra.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, well.
See, I'm going, oh, it seemed odd. I think that's what you're supposed to do.
I'm not quite
Go up over here.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Oh, over there.
Okay, we were standing right here when we started. So I was thinking maybe he just wants to go right here. And then... and then go here. And then go here.
Either the door was stuck, or it was just locked.
Okay, so another...
Probably one person.
here. Okay.
Locked. Maybe from the other side?
Can you walk over any of those things? Okay.
There's only so much you can do with a gargoyle, so I decided to leave it alone.
I thought maybe I could like use the drain pipe, but it looks like it's going to be a climb. It's not this way. There was the other direction. Another, gargoyle.
The gargoyle was damaged by years of rain and wind. It looked as if it would fall off with just a gentle push. I'm all for conservation, but needs must if the devil drives.
Only thing I think of is a guard underneath that. Like, yeah, gargoyles fall all the time. This place is creepy. According to one of the guards. Things George does for Save the World.
In the rain.
It just reminds me of this. What was it? Leslie Nielsen. He's climbing along the building. In the hotel. Naked gun. Yeah. He goes at that woman with the stone phallic in her hands. Yeah. Classic. Love that movie. do that? Or he doesn't?
Well, I gave you an option, so.
Good option. Maybe we should just walk around. Yeah, so we got another stone gargoyle.
There's only so much you can do with a gargoyle, so I decided to leave it alone.
So you left that one alone. This is a creepy ass castle, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, it's not that way. It's always like Nathan Drake. Except for, you know, like Nathan Drake does a lot more aggressive climbing. He's actually in pretty good shape. I couldn't do this.
And it's wet out.
Yeah, I really couldn't do this. I'd be like falling for sure. I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna do this. Alright. Open window. Yeah.
There was nothing behind the door, or my ear problem was back. Either the door was stuck, or it was just locked. It was an old, ornate oil lamp. It looked like it hadn't been used for years. The lamp had an old knob that I guessed was for turning it on. Oh, yuck! At least the knob worked. As soon as I turned the knob, the oil stopped dripping.
But I don't have any matches.
Got some coal.
I have
Got
coal.
some.
Now, that wasn't quite right.
Coal and tinfoil?
Oh, hey, turn that on. See, try to use coal on it. Now turn the oil back on.
Oh,
It was my lucky piece of coal. The oil started to drip again. I thought about it, but decided not to do it.
String?
Maybe.
For like a wick?
Maybe.
I had no reason to try that.
Tin foil.
I had no reason to try that.
Now let's see what else is in here.
Grease paint?
That wasn't the right approach.
Do I have even the option to combine things? Coal.
Now, that wasn't quite right.
Oh, come on. Coal and aluminum foil? No. Coal and string. Maybe there wasn't anything to do yet. Oil's
Keep
dripping.
looking around.
The oil dripping onto the floor was a fire hazard.
Yeah, that seems to be kind of the point.
There's a hole there. hold on.
Can you pull that box that now doesn't have a box on top of it?
Well, what do I want to do with it?
Get stuff out of the way. Maybe you can even push it in.
Okay, hold on, I got an idea. Yep, exactly it. Push it in here. Okay, now go up. And grab this one. Okay.
Still seems something.
Well, there's got to be something to do with the oil, but I don't know if we had anything. I mean, we can go back in. We should. It should be still be set up for the room as we had it.
Unless there was something else. Look on the other side of the room.
Right, so the window we came in, and the oil lamp. Was it the wood or something? Can't push that.
It was an old, ornate oil lamp.
Maybe it's the order. So examine the oil lamp in the storage you find yourself in, climb the crates or find the opening, head along, find a brick patio. Okay. So yeah, I just want you to move along. We don't have a need for it yet. We turned it off, right?
Yeah, turns it
Okay, it's just for like lubricating something maybe. Hmm. Maybe. That was shiny.
The old drain pipe ran up the wall, but looked like it was broken. Just as well, the pipe was wet and slimy. It was an old drain pipe, rusted and bent. An offshoot pipe had been blocked by an old tin cup.
Take the tin cup. Maybe we can collect a bunch of oil.
Okay, well, let's go get the oil. I think it's the door is rusty. It's a little squeak. I just saw like the typical door sitting there, partially opened. So, you know, they pull out every other typical adventure stop, so why not this one? that much.
There was nothing I could do with the cup.
Turn that off. Then
The oil started to drip again. I collected a small amount of oil in the old cup.
And I shoved that thing back in my pants.
I'd already collected some oil.
I want a fire hazard.
As soon as I turned the knob, the oil stopped dripping. The door looked sturdy.
look at it, listen at it.
No sounds came from behind the door. There wasn't a reason to try that.
Yeah,
So what's for this door?
Either the door was stuck, or it was just locked.
Does it look locked?
I don't know. I mean, kind of looks like it has some light or something coming from it.
It must just be the angle. Alright, so I gotta go across here. Well, we got the cup oil.
Safe.
Good idea. Oh, the grate. That's probably why.
There we go.
Well, I guess it's rusty.
There was an old iron grate set into the floor. Below it was a pit with a window that led into the castle. There was a chance that I could have got through there if I lifted the grate.
I gave myself a
The grate only opened a little way. The hinges were badly rusted. There had to be a way to free those hinges.
Oh. George, there always is a way.
I hoped the oil would free the hinges. I could almost hear the hinges sighing with relief. Here goes.
George knocks himself with the door, falls backwards off the
A book title
castle.
sprang to mind. 1,001 Uses for Lamp Oil.
Madame Petra, we didn't hear you arrive.
Obviously.
And did you have a pleasant journey?
Shut up.
No. Now get back to your jobs. Both of you.
Our apologies, ma'am.
Security is too lax around here.
Yes, ma'am. Your belongings have been taken up to your apartment.
And we even
Good.
tried on yours.
Miserable
Yeah.
bitch.
Unmentionables.
You talk to him.
No, I wouldn't recommend it. And
Look at
see.
the stuff.
Just some delivery notes. Some were for food, others for washing powder. I would have hated to do the laundry for this lot. The door looked pretty secure. It wouldn't have looked out of place in Fort Knox. The security door had no handle or visible way of opening it, but there was a card reader on the wall.
Okay, we need a card reader. But now we can walk around. They think I'm Petra. But I'm not really sure from this point on what am I supposed to be doing. The whole goal was to get the blonde wig. That's the kitchen. We gotta take some. Steal the vegetables. Mess with the soup.
There's something to say.
You mean here?
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
other side. There's something that's sparkling.
Yeah, we've already looked at this.
Suddenly, I didn't have much of an appetite.
Yeah, that's what she said last time too.
The vegetables had been badly sliced. What was this guy using? A hammer and chisel? Presentation was obviously not his strong point. It was a large, glass-fronted freezer. Inside, I could see frozen hams and chickens all stacked up on the shelves. There was enough to feed an army. Cesaro's army.
Now, what do you suppose we have to do next? We don't have the card reader, and we certainly don't have anything else. Hopefully, you don't run into the real Petra. I mean, obviously now. Now we can talk to this guy.
Any news?
It's been pretty quiet.
What about an attack from inside?
Everything is battened down tight.
Good. Now, would you care to explain why you are reading on duty?
Just trying to improve myself, ma'am.
Do it again, and the next book you buy will be in Braille.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
The security door over there. Could anyone get through it?
No, ma'am. It's the most secure there is. Oh, by the way, ma'am, have you had a chance to see the security sergeant yet?
No. I shall get his report in good time.
He's waiting to issue you with your security card.
Oh. Where can I find him?
He's checking the perimeter, so he's somewhere outside.
Thank you. Where was the prisoner taken?
To Senor Suzaro's office in the lower levels.
Is he on his own?
2 guards went with him, ma'am. He cannot escape.
For your sake, he'd better not.
She takes her role a little too seriously. Well, at least we can leave the front gate now. No more crawling through the crawl space for us. Walk past the dog. Nobody gives a shit.
Hello. I wonder if you can help me.
Are you Madame Petra?
That's right.
How can I help you, ma'am?
That's a very fierce-looking dog.
Trained to kill as soon as he's released, ma'am.
Good. Just don't release him near me. Understand?
No, ma'am. You hear that, rascal? You're not to hurt a nice lady.
Rascal? The doors were locked tight.
Where do you suppose this take me?
Probably one of the guys just wandering around, I guess.
This is all the places George.
Over to the right.
You! I need some help.
You're Madame Petra, isn't that right?
No, I'm Madonna.
Whoa!
Idiot! Of course I'm Madame Petra. What a disgusting dog.
Thank you, ma'am.
What's his name?
Raptor.
How appropriate. More appropriate than a rascal. This place is a mess.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know you.
I am Madame Petra. Isn't it obvious?
Of course, ma'am. I should have realized.
As this is a matter of time before the real Madame Petra
Who are you?
shows.
Come on. I haven't got all day.
Sergeant of Security, ma'am.
I am Madame Petra. I have just arrived.
Of course, ma'am. I have a security card for you. Here you are.
Thanks.
All right, let's get to business here. I think the clock is probably ticking for the real lady to show up, so. Okay, how do I get there? Guess I just go up these front.
Just go back. Probably to where you were.
Yeah, there's Raptor. Here's the big door. Now I have a security card.
I have some questions.
How much wood can a woodchuck wood if a wood could chuck wood? Do I just use my
There was
card?
no way to open the door directly.
Oh my god.
I thought about it, but decided against
Oh,
it.
the card is not validated. Do you see that?
It was the security card that should have been given to Petra. I thought about it, but decided against it.
How can you?
Talk to him again.
I have some questions.
No.
Unvalidated card.
Why would the guy give me an unvalidated card?
It was the security card that should have been given to Petra.
You have to give it to the. Go back to this.
Just some delivery notes.
Hold on. I'm gonna make sure I'm like this guy.
No way was I doing that.
Fudge. Why would the guy give me an unvalidated card? You do it, figure it out. I'm gonna. Says try using your card on the reader on the door and the guard will tell you to get the card validated. You have to go through the door, across the carpet, and talk to the technician, and then you take your validated card back.
Why?
Hey, AC White Raven, you have a good week.
Okay.
And definitely get some good sleep. We're only going to be on here for a little while
The
longer
door
ourselves.
looked pretty secure.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
The door looked pretty secure.
Did you go into the menu and try to use your validated card on the door?
That wouldn't work here.
There's like 2 sparkles.
Try to get it to, like, focus on the other door, other one. Maybe you have to, like, shift, like, or maybe R2, or just try any button, really.
The door looked pretty secure.
Let me see.
Can you hit tab on the keyboard or something?
No, because the keyboard's not active. We just gotta shift focus. Can you go up and down? No, I mean like.
The door looked pretty secure.
It's just a matter of trying, everybody. Try Y. Try X.
The door looked pretty secure.
And then try, you know. Let's go out to the menu. Go to options. Go to controls menu. Keep going.
What's this next object? Button 8.
Like I said, maybe it's R2 or L2.
Okay, hit escape.
There it
There
went.
we are.
What was it?
Pressing down on the
Oh, okay.
one of the sticks. So
Gotcha.
Damn! The card didn't work.
Pardon me, Madame Petra, but you need to get the card validated.
Yes, yes, of course. Just checking security is watertight.
Alright, then go find the tech. I know you talked to the guy. I think
I
he'll-
have some questions.
Well, just wander and see if you can find the guy. There's... Perfect. This is it.
It was the security layout for some part of the building. I had no idea where. I didn't really want to go messing with things I didn't know about.
Walk up the room. You should probably see someone in here.
I was risking my life here dressed as Petra. The last thing I wanted to do was break something and draw attention to myself. The computer was processing something. But what?
There. Who's that person?
The woman was hunched over a computer terminal. She was really into her work and doing a fine job of ignoring me. Excuse me!
Please, ma'am, do not interrupt me. I cannot afford mistakes.
I need you to answer a few questions. What exactly is it that you are doing?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I have strict instructions to report only to Senor Cesaro until we have finished our preparations for the armillery.
Yes, of course. This card required validating. Could you do that for me?
Of course, ma'am. There you are. Now please excuse me, Madame Petra. I must get on with my work.
Okay.
Senor Cesaro will be very upset if I don't finish this.
Okay. Exit and grab the card.
The woman was hunched over a computer terminal.
Okay, she's done.
well, there's like something with the. I'm wondering if we had to be looking at that form as well or something.
Yeah, but we couldn't
The
see
woman
it.
was
Not
hunched
really.
over a computer terminal. I have some questions.
Yes?
No, she doesn't want... Yeah. No. We're done.
That wasn't appropriate.
Red, green, blue.
She doesn't want to touch a whole lot, so I don't blame her. Time is ticking away for her. Go to the door and...
After what I'd been through to get the card, I was desperate to see what lurked down below.
George, maybe? Bruno, probably.
It was an old prison cell. Damn! This must have been where Bruno was being held. I hoped I wasn't too late. The cell was locked and empty.
But there might be more cells.
Oh no! Someone was coming.
George, maybe.
It was the laundry that I had landed in. The aromatic effect of over 400 cheesy feet was mind-blowing. I knew that stealing putrid socks wouldn't solve anything.
Sure. Oh, that's gross. What's that?
Somebody in this castle had a serious washing powder fixation. My old Navy SEALs manual had a special section, assessing enemy strength utilizing captured washing powder drums. Shame I couldn't remember the equation. I didn't need to take any of the washing powder.
That's the problem. Just trying to get to Nico. Honestly, it's probably not anything in here. Okay. The purpose what that was. I imagine there might have been a purpose, but let's just set it back where it was for right now and listen to the door and open the door.
I couldn't hear any movement coming from behind the door. The door was locked.
And it was locked.
This was beginning to feel more and more like a prison.
You
There
have
had
no
to be
idea.
some way of opening the door.
Now let's try to shove that damn thing in. Do we need to put one of those drums on it?
I didn't need to take any of the washing powder.
Oh, maybe it's just gotta be this cart. You know, he's probably hurting himself. Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna work. I guess doing the laundry is a hazard to your health. Yeah, you got that old washing machine in the back.
It was my lucky piece of coal.
Can you push the trolley over to that or push the washing machine? The one that's all rusted. Yeah, it should just slide onto the trolley. That was a weird clip.
Yeah.
Mama cat fed?
Yeah.
And kittens. Thing. Dry food, wet food, water.
Yeah. Yeah. fresh water.
Okay, maybe we have to pick it up, like, over there. So can you bring the trolley? Oh no, look at that.
The washing machine slid sweetly onto the trolley.
You must write romance novels, George. Sweetly. Alright, now let's do this.
Well, here goes.
God, I barely knew that. There we getting charging through though.
Yes!
Seems familiar. About the part where we're gonna get smacked with fire extinguisher. Coming around the corner here. Okay. Too bad we don't have an access card. Or do we?
No sounds came from behind the door.
You might have an access card, actually.
No way was I doing that.
It's not the door. You want to get focused on the alarm.
It didn't allow that.
Take that, you!
Oh! Why you?
George?
Who?
It's me, Nico.
Jeez, I thought you were Petra.
Often sneak up on girls like that, do you?
Only blondes.
So it's true. They do have more fun.
Hang on to the wig and find out.
Trailer trash chic. Not really my style.
Ouch. So how come you're down here?
Did you notice the extra security? I'm guessing that Bruno must be close.
So what are we waiting for?
We are waiting for, let's see. To save the game and call it.
Hey, Nico.
Yes, George?
I have to admit, the blonde hair is a bit strange.
Oh, really? Nobody said anything.
That's because the outfit's so scary. They're all terrified of you. So, did you find Bruno?
No, I don't know where he could be. The guards in the entrance hall said that he had been moved to Cesaro's office. Down here somewhere.
Okay.
Sounds like a good stopping